What's going on, class? Let's get down to math. All right, we are in chapter 14, lesson 5. Okay, so as you can see on the slide I have pulled up, this should be in your book. We should be on the first page in lesson 5 on your book. We are talking about math in your world. Okay, so we're going to go through some quadrilaterals, right? Because that's what we've been learning. We're going to talk about some. So as you can see on this slide, and in your book, it kind of connects them all together, right? We have trapezoid. One pair of opposite sides are parallel. Remember what we talked about yesterday. Parallel means that the lines can either go up and down or to the side, and we'll always have the same equal gap in between the two lines for infinity. Okay, they will never ever touch. Okay, now you will come across some where the lines will eventually touch, but those lines aren't parallel. Parallel lines will never ever touch. Okay, all right. Now if you see the dotted line moves us right to a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides and 4 angles. We go down with parallelogram. Opposite sides are the same length. Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Opposite angles are the same size. So what that's telling us is the opposite sides, so this side here, are the same length when you measure them. Remember, use your ruler. If you don't have a ruler, get a piece of paper out and your marker, put it right up there and mark where each side is, and you can go up here and see that that line right there and this line here are the exact same length, okay? Now that also means here, this side and this side are the exact same length as well, okay? Now both sets of these lines are parallel because this line and this line will forever go like that and never touch. This line here and this line here, again, will forever go and never touch. Now what about the opposite angles, right? We're talking about opposite angles as well. So this angle here and this angle here are greater than a right angle. They're both opposite ones. They're the same angle. Same over here. This one are less than a right angle and they're opposite. So you see how parallelogram has opposite sides that are the same length. Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel and opposite angles are the same size. Boom. Then rectangle, square, and rhombus are all part of parallelograms, okay? And I'll let you guys kind of read more about that. You could read them in your book, okay? We're going to move on. All right, so example number 1. Rectangles and squares share the following attributes. Opposite sides are the same. Both pairs of blank sides are parallel. There are right angles. Why don't you look back at that previous page we just went over where it has all that broken down, pause the video, and see if you can answer those questions. So pause the video right now, see if you can answer those questions, and then hit play. Once you answer them, then we'll move on. We'll see if you got it. All right? Boom. So opposite sides are the same length. Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, and there are 4 right angles. 4 right angles in squares and rectangles. Remember, you can always get an index card. If it fits right up there in that corner, that's a right angle. See if I can make one with my hand. Nope, I can't make one with my hand. I tried. All right, example number 2. A parallelogram has opposite sides that are the same length, and both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. It also has opposite angles that are the same size. I want you to draw an example of a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram. So you're going to pause this video. You are then going to draw an example of a quadrilateral that is not, I repeat, not a parallelogram. Pause the video. If you need to look back in your notes, if you need to look back in previous lessons, do that. Then draw an example of a parallelogram that is not, draw an example of a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram. Okay, pause the video, do that now, then explain why. Pause it, pause, stop. All right. Boom, a trapezoid. Trapezoid only has one pair of parallel sides, so it is not a parallelogram. Remember, a trapezoid has sides that go like this. They're going to touch. They're going to touch down here eventually, right? They're going to touch. That's not a parallelogram. Parallel lines will never touch. Parallelogram, all four lines are parallel, right? Man, moving like this is not good. All right, so all four sides are parallel. They'll never touch. So name one attribute that a square has that a rhombus does not have. What's the difference between a square and a rhombus? Pause video, look back in your notes. What do you think? 4 right angles. A square has 4 right angles. A rhombus does not have 4 right angles. But are they both parallelograms? What do you think? All right. Draw an example of a quadrilateral that is not a rhombus. Classify the quadrilateral you draw and explain why it is not a rhombus. Again, look back in your notes. Look back at that page we just went over. Pause the video, answer this question. Boom. A rectangle. A rectangle has 4 right angles. A rhombus does not have 4 right angles. It does not have 4 right angles. All right. So complete the attributes of a rhombus. So it has a rhombus right there for you, right? So I want you guys to complete the attributes of a rhombus. Opposite sides are, opposite angles are, the figure has. Remember, we went through all this on that paper. Get that paper. Go back to that paper. That very first thing we went over. It's going to give you all the answers. All right? Use your resources. Pause the video. Answer these questions. Boom. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite angles are the same size. The figure has 4 sides that are the same length. All right. Name 3 quadrilaterals that have all the attributes of a parallelogram. What do you think? Pause video. Pause video. Pause video. Answer the question. Pause the video. Answer the question. Pause it. I know you're not pausing it. I'm not hitting next to you. Pause the video. Pause the video. A rectangle, rhombus, and a square. Okay. Make sure you're using that paper. That paper is going to help you tremendously. Name another quadrilateral that has all the attributes of a rectangle. Well, if we look at it, let's look at this rectangle for a second. Let's look at it. One attribute could be, sides, that's the same length, that one's the same length. Okay. That's parallel, that one's parallel. 1 right angle, 2 right angle, 3 right angle, 4 right angle. What other quadrilateral has all those attributes? Pause the video, answer that question. A square. A square. Draw an example of a quadrilateral that is neither a square, a rectangle, nor a rhombus. Go back to that paper. See if there's anything on there. Pause the video. Answer the question. Classify the quadrilateral you drew. Explain why it is not a square, a rectangle, or a rhombus. Beam. Parallelogram. Parallelogram does not have 4 right angles or 4 sides that are the same length. All right. So our exercises 7 and 8, you're going to state whether the statement is true or false. If it's false, you got to tell me why it's false. You can't just say false. Remember, you got to have the facts to back up why it's false. All parallelograms have opposite sides that are the same length and parallel. Since rectangles are parallelograms, all rectangles have opposite sides that are the same length and parallel. Is that true or false? Pause the video. Answer the question. If you think false, you gotta tell me why. Make sure you're using your resources. Pause the video. True. It's true. If you answer true, ding ding, 2 thumbs up. Number 8. Justified conclusions. All squares have 4 sides that are the same length. Since rectangles are squares, all rectangles have 4 sides that are the same length. Draw a picture to explain your answer. Is it false? Is it true? Use your resources. Tell me why. Tell me why you think it's false. Tell me why you think it is true. Pause the video, answer the question, then hit next. It's false. A rectangle is not necessarily a square because rectangles do not have 4 sides that are the same length. Okay? All right. Circle the quadrilateral that does not belong with the other 3 and explain to me why it does not belong with the other 3. Do that now. Pause the video. Do that now. That one there, okay? It is the only quadrilateral that does not have at least one set of parallel lines. Because look, this line and this line, if they keep going, they're going to touch. This line here and this line here, they keep going, they're going to touch. It has no parallel lines. All right, we are now on the homework. So this is the end of this video. Remember, tomorrow, Wednesday, is a catch-up day. So if you don't finish this today, remember, you got tomorrow, okay? But I want you guys to work hard. I'm sure you guys have been working hard. I'm proud of the work you guys have been doing. Keep it up. Miss you guys. If you have any questions, reach out to me, okay? Peace.